This show should not work. It breaks rules, ignores realism, exaggerates culture, and turns Paris into a glossy fantasy that feels almost unreal. And yet, millions press play again and again. This is Emily in Paris, a Netflix phenomenon that people openly criticize, constantly mock, and somehow can't stop watching. From the very first episode, the series makes a bold promise: escapism without apology. Bright colors, luxury apartments, dream jobs, instant success, all colliding in a story that feels too perfect to be true, and that's exactly the point. In the next few minutes, you're going to understand why something so widely called terrible became one of Netflix's most watched shows. And before we dive in, if you enjoy smart breakdowns of hit series, tap like, follow the channel, and comment below whether you love or hate this show, because either way, this video was made for you. At the center of it all is Emily Cooper, a young American marketing executive sent from Chicago to Paris when her boss unexpectedly can't relocate. Overnight, Emily finds herself working at Savoir, a French luxury marketing firm where she doesn't speak the language, doesn't understand the culture, and clearly doesn't fit in. That friction is not subtle. It's the engine of the entire series. Emily approaches work with relentless optimism, social media instincts, and American-style enthusiasm, while her French colleagues view her methods as naive, intrusive, and often embarrassing. This clash plays out repeatedly in meetings, campaigns, and personal relationships. The show never pretends this transition is smooth. Instead, it leans into discomfort, misunderstandings, and awkward victories, turning cultural collision into spectacle. Every small success Emily achieves feels exaggerated, and every mistake feels amplified, a deliberate choice that fuels both fascination and frustration. And then there's Paris itself, not the real city, but the version this series chooses to show. Cobblestone streets glowing at sunset, impossibly stylish outfits worn daily, rooftop views that feel lifted from fashion editorials. Emily lives in a tiny apartment that somehow still looks charming, works with luxury brands, attends exclusive events, and builds an online following simply by documenting her life. None of this is accidental. The show isn't trying to reflect reality. It's creating a visual escape. Critics call it unrealistic. Fans call it addictive. The truth is simpler. The series understands exactly what it's selling. Each episode reinforces a fantasy where problems exist but never linger too long, where conflicts resolve just in time, and where beauty is constant. It's not Paris, it's a mood, and that mood is what keeps viewers watching, even when they swear they won't. One of the biggest reasons the show sparks so much debate is how effortlessly Emily seems to succeed. She pitches bold ideas in meetings where everyone else hesitates. She turns personal moments into viral content. She gains followers, influence, and professional validation at a pace that feels almost surreal. But none of this comes out of nowhere. The series repeatedly shows Emily working nonstop, late nights, constant posting, always on, always performing. Her success isn't portrayed as skill alone, it's tied to visibility. Emily understands attention, branding, and timing, and the show frames social media as power. This is where many viewers roll their eyes, yet keep watching. Because deep down, the series is tapping into a modern fantasy, the idea that if you say the right thing online, at the right moment, your life can change overnight. Romance adds fuel to the obsession. From early on, Emily becomes entangled in complicated relationships that blur personal and professional boundaries. Her attraction to Gabriel, a neighbor who is already in a relationship, creates tension that stretches across seasons. At the same time, she dates others, makes impulsive decisions, and often follows emotion over logic. None of this is framed as heroic. The show doesn't hide the consequences. Friendships strain, trust erodes, and awkward encounters pile up. What makes it compelling is not moral clarity, but momentum. Each romantic choice pushes the story forward, forcing viewers to react, judge, and take sides. Love triangles aren't subtle here, they're designed to provoke. And provocation is exactly what keeps people talking long after the episode ends. Workplace conflict is just as central. Emily's presence constantly challenges the traditions of savoir, where reputation, restraint, and discretion matter deeply. Her bold campaigns sometimes succeed, sometimes backfire, and often offend. Colleagues criticize her lack of cultural awareness, her tendency to overshare, and her refusal to slow down. Yet clients respond, results appear. This contradiction is intentional. The series doesn't declare Emily right, it places her between worlds, letting outcomes speak louder than approval. That tension mirrors a larger conversation about global work culture, speed versus tradition, visibility versus subtlety, disruption versus respect. The show never resolves this debate. It simply stages it again and again, episode after episode, letting viewers project their own beliefs onto the screen. What truly locks people in, though, is how the series weaponizes repetition. Each episode follows a familiar rhythm, a cultural misstep, a professional challenge, a social complication, and then a visually satisfying resolution. Viewers learn this pattern quickly, and instead of getting bored, they settle into it. There's comfort in knowing the chaos won't spiral out of control. Problems feel dramatic, but never devastating. Mistakes carry weight, but rarely consequences that last too long. This predictability is often criticized, yet it's also the reason the show is so bingeable. The brain relaxes, you're not bracing for darkness or tragedy. You're consuming controlled drama wrapped in beauty, fashion, and humor. And that formula works frighteningly well. Fashion plays a critical role in that control. Outfits in the series aren't background details, they're narrative tools. Emily's wardrobe is bold, loud, sometimes mismatched, and constantly discussed both inside and outside the show. Her clothes visually reinforce her outsider status in Paris, while also making her impossible to ignore. Every look signals confidence, even when her decisions don't. This creates a powerful illusion, style as armor. Viewers may question her choices, but they remember the visuals. Scenes linger in memory not because of dialogue, but because of color, texture, and contrast. The show understands that attention is currency, and fashion is one of its sharpest hooks. And if you're someone who enjoys discovering shows that hook you this easily, this is a perfect moment to mention something useful. There's an ebook called 50 Series to Watch Before You Die, a curated list designed exactly for people who love getting pulled into addictive stories like this one. It's not about hype, it's about shows that keep you pressing next episode. If that sounds like your kind of watch list, the link will be pinned in the first comment. Keep it in mind as we go on, because the psychology behind this series connects directly to why those shows work too. Another reason the show refuses to fade is how it turns criticism into fuel. Every exaggerated moment, every questionable decision, every unrealistic outcome becomes part of the experience. Viewers don't just watch, they react. Online discussions explode after each season, dissecting behavior, choices, and outcomes. The series seems fully aware of this cycle. It doesn't correct itself to please critics, it doubles down. By doing so, it stays visible, relevant, and endlessly discussable. In an era where attention matters more than approval, that strategy is remarkably effective. People may say they're hate watching, but hate watching is still watching. There's also something important about timing. The show arrived when audiences were craving lightness, color, and escape. Instead of heavy stakes, it offered manageable conflicts. Instead of realism, it delivered aspiration. Episodes move fast, emotions reset quickly, and the world always looks inviting. This makes the series incredibly easy to return to, even casually. You don't need to remember complex plotlines or emotional histories. You can drop in, enjoy the ride, and step out without emotional exhaustion. That accessibility expands the audience far beyond traditional drama fans, pulling in viewers who simply want to feel good for 30 minutes at a time. And perhaps most importantly, the show understands modern identity. Emily is constantly performing, online and offline. Her life is curated, documented, filtered, and shared. Success is measured in engagement as much as achievement. This mirrors how many people experience the world today. Whether viewers admire or resent that reflection, they recognize it. The series isn't asking you to approve of Emily's choices, it's asking you to watch them unfold. And in doing so, it quietly reflects the systems of validation, visibility, and approval that shape everyday life far beyond Paris. By this point, the question isn't whether the show is realistic, it's why realism was never the goal. The series builds a world where consequences are soft, beauty is constant, and momentum always wins. Conflicts exist to be felt, not to linger. Careers move forward, relationships shift, and embarrassment fades just in time for the next opportunity. That design choice frustrates some viewers, but it also explains the loyalty. You're not watching to be challenged, you're watching to be carried. Each episode acts like a reset button, offering a familiar emotional rhythm that never asks too much from you. And in a crowded content landscape, that kind of clarity is powerful. This is why calling the show terrible doesn't weaken it, it strengthens it. The label becomes part of the experience. Viewers press play expecting to cringe, criticize, and roll their eyes, and end up finishing the season anyway. That tension between judgment and enjoyment is the secret engine behind its success. It invites commentary, reaction videos, debates, and endless discourse. People don't just watch the show, they process it socially. And if you're someone who loves discovering series that spark this kind of reaction, the ebook 50 series, To Watch Before You Die, was made for you. It's a carefully selected list of shows that hook you emotionally, culturally, or psychologically. The link is pinned in the first comment if you want to explore more stories that pull you in just like this one. So maybe the real reason people can't stop watching isn't denial, it's honesty. The show never pretends to be something it's not. It offers fantasy, momentum, beauty, and just enough conflict to keep things interesting. And that formula works. If you made it this far, you're part of that conversation now. So like the video, follow the channel, and comment below. Do you actually enjoy this show, or do you love complaining about it? Either way, you're watching. And before you go, don't forget to check out 50 series to watch before you die. The link is waiting in the first comment, ready to feed your next obsession.